Hello, I'm Jérôme Constant. I work at the Royal Belgian Institute of Nature Sciences. I'm an entomologist, a collection curator, and a taxonomist. I work on the description of the species that are yet unknown. I do it together with Joachim Bressel.
Hello, as Jerome just said, my name is Joachim Bressel. I've been working together with Jerome for more than 10 years now, and I have a passion for stick insects. We go together on expedition, and as you can see here, we are in Con Dao Island in Vietnam, where we try to document the fauna and describe the new species in progress.
These expeditions to collect the specimens are the very first step leading to the description of the new species, and that's what we will explain to you today, that science that's called taxonomy. Our domain of expertise is entomology. That means that we study insects. The insects are animals that are characterized by having 6 legs, 2 pairs of wings, and 1 pair of antennae. This is very clear when you check a bee, for example. It is less clear when you look at a fly, because on the fly you will recognize 1 pair of wings, and the second pair of wings is in fact reduced, so less visible. If you look at a beetle, like a ladybug for example, you will see that the forewings are hardened, while the hindwings, which are more fragile, will be protected by the forewings.
And of course, stick insects are also insects and can be recognized by the presence of 6 legs, the presence of antennae, which can be very long to very short, and the presence of wings. But during evolution, several stick insects lost their capability of flight and lost their wings.
All along this video, keep in mind that insects are the most diverse group of animals, and that we estimate that at least 70% of the currently existing species are still unknown. Our activity is to give a name to the species of insects. So why would it be so important to give them a name? Well, let's have a look at our everyday life, and let's imagine that us, as human beings, we don't have a name. And let's imagine that Joachim will come with me on expedition in Vietnam, and he has to explain to his parents that he will come with me.
Indeed, it's very difficult to talk about a person if you cannot use his name. So the only thing I can say to my parents is I'm leaving with someone and I can describe him. So I can say in this case, he has a blue shirt, a blue jeans, a big forehead, and he's shorter than me.
Yeah, all that is true. But maybe tomorrow I will have a red shirt. But by telling my name, his parents will still be able to recognize me. Whether I have a blue or a red shirt, that doesn't matter. Because they associate my name with a number of physical characteristics that will allow them to recognize me. So those characteristics will be, for example, yes, as you said, my long forehead, the color of my eyes, the shape of my eyes, the shape of my nose, all characters that by telling my name, Joachim will not be obliged to list again. Now we know that having a name is very important for us human beings. But let's imagine a world where the animals don't have a name. And let's have a look at that meadow. And Joachim wants me to bring back an animal. There is a cow and a horse, but they have no name. How will he do that?
So again, if animals have no name, I will have to describe them. And in this meadow, it's very easy. I can just say to Jerome, please bring back the animal without horns.
If Joachim tells me, bring me the animal without horns, well, I will bring back a horse. That's very easy. Now we leave the meadow and we go to this barn. And Joachim has asked me to bring back the animal without horns. So, well, I see 4 different ones. So which one should I bring back? But if Joachim asks me to bring back a horse, or asks you to bring back the horse, you will immediately recognize the horse. Even if this time the cow has no horns, you will not have any doubt of which one is the horse. We leave the barn and together with Joachim we go on a trip to Africa. When we arrive there are special animals and people tell us they are called zebra. But what makes them special?
So they are hoofed animals. They are of course black and white. They have manes and a very long tail.
Those animals, those zebra, are extremely easy to recognize. Nobody will be wrong to recognize a zebra. But maybe it's not that easy. We came back from our trip in Africa, we've been in different countries and we have photographed zebras in each of these countries and we have noticed that, well, they look different. So what's going on there, Joachim?
So indeed, as you can see, we have different varieties of zebras. There are two that have a complete white belly, but one has white stripes and the other one has narrow stripes. A third one has stripes that run over its belly, and the fourth one, we all know it, it's a horse.
Those three different zebra are different species, plus the horse. They are all horse-like, and as a scientist, we group them in a group that we call a genus, and that's the genus Equus. And of course, each of them has received a different species name. So what are those species?
Except from a species name, they also have a common name. We have the Grevy's zebra, Grand zebra, the mountain zebra, and as I explained, the other one is a horse.
And the scientific name of the horse is Equus caballus. Maybe you wonder how we choose a name when we name a new species. For example, a few years ago, I have described this species and I called it Pyrops azureus. It's a lanternfly, and as you might know, azureus in Latin means azure, which is a kind of blue.
So, as we already said, we also named some species of stick insects. The first one here we collected together in Bachma National Park and named it after this locality, so its name is Orestes bachmaensis. Another one here is a bit more complicated. It has big horn-like spines on the head, which reminds of a kind of wild cow, so we use the Vietnamese name for the wild cow, Botot. So the scientific name here is Orestes botot.
So there's a variety of names we can choose. We can choose the color, we can choose a morphological specificity of the species, or we can also dedicate it to someone. For example, this species is called Lumawiki and it's dedicated to the person who found it in the Philippines, who is called Lumawik.
As we already explained, we described several species of stick insects. But what actually is a description? Can you explain, Jerome?
Yeah, so the description of a new species is actually a new chapter in the encyclopedia of the biodiversity on Earth. So it will start like in a dictionary with the name of the species, and under it you will have its definition. Its definition is called a description, and it's actually the list of all the characteristics, the morphological characteristics of the species, and we will emphasize on the characters that will allow to separate the species from its close relatives. For example, for the Orestes bachmaensis, Joachim?
So for bachmaensis, we can look at the number and position of spines on the head. We can look at the very small lobes on the legs and the genitalia of male and female.
And I see that some of the specimens there have a label X-breeding. So that means that those specimens were actually bred in captivity by citizen scientists who help us in our work. And doing that way, what kind of additional information do they bring?
So if we have more material, we can examine more specimens and we can check the characters. So are they always dark colored or always pale, or does it vary? Do the spines on the head stay the same, or can they be longer, shorter, and so on? So the more specimens we have, the more stable our description is.
So it's important for us to receive that help from the citizen scientists to make our descriptions as complete as possible.
And thanks to the citizen scientist, we can also describe the eggs, the food plants, and the different nymphal stages. Some of the people breeding stick insects also take pictures of the different life stages. Or when they're on holiday, they can photograph a stick insect in the wild, which gives us extra information on these different species.
Yeah, and it helps us to study them. But before studying them, the specimens need to be mounted and labeled. And we have citizen scientists volunteer coming to help us here at the museum to do this task, which is quite time consuming.
Don't forget that I'm a citizen scientist too. We go together on expedition, so citizen scientists can also discover new species.
Well, they not only discover new species, you also describe them. And for several groups of insects, animals and plants, the best specialists are actually citizen scientists. They also help for the knowledge of the local fauna, for example, through platforms like iNaturalist, and they can also contribute by participating into BioBlitzes.
Hello, I'm Marie from the Royal Belgian Institute of Natural Sciences. Here at our institute, we organize BioBlitz events. During a BioBlitz, scientists and citizens work together to make an inventory of fauna at a nearby location. We collect specimens, examine them together and mount them, and they end up in the scientific collection. Our institute is part of the European project EU Citizen Science. It's a platform where you can find trainings, resources, projects and activities on citizen science from all over Europe. If you're interested in learning more about citizen science, go and visit our platform.